Hi guys, welcome to today's tutorial. So on today's tutorial, I'll be sharing with you how I make this turban cap. With a sewing machine, I make it with a sewing machine. Let's get right into the video. So firstly, I measured 15 inches by 24 inches. The length is 24 inches while the width is 15 inches for these fabrics. This fabrics is a stretchy fabrics. You can use a foamy fabrics as well. So secondly, I measured another one which is 3.5 inches by 28 inches. So I'll be facing it the wrong side together, and I'll place it on the 23, the base for the cap, which is the 23 inches. I'll be using the right side that I folded to place on each other, and I will be pinning it down to secure where I will be sewing together. I'll pin it downward. Once I've secured all together, I'll be placing it on the sewing machine to sew from the first end to the last end of these inches. Note, please, I'm not a fashion designer. I just learned how to use a sewing machine on my own, and I got this machine from Jumia. So I will sew it downward. I think I got it for 19,000 with delivery fee. It's about 23,000. So it's good for a starter if you want to have something like this at home. So I will sew it downward. So this is what I have. I will be removing the pin after I've sew it downward, and I will fold it into two equal halves. The right side will be facing each other and the wrong side will be facing up. So after I sew it downward, where the edge meets, I will be cutting out a curved edge. I'll be measuring out a curve. It doesn't have any particular measurement. I just, so that I won't make mistake, that was why I use a chalk to mark it. So I'll be curving out the round edge and I will cut it out once I'm done. Once I've cut it out, I will sew the edge of this, from this edge to the last end of the fabric. I'll sew it round. So once I've sewn it round, once I've sewn it, I've secured it from the first end to the last end of this fabrics. I don't really know much about fabrics. I just go to the market and I tell them I want a stretchy fabrics that can be used for cap, which they gave me this. So once I'm done, I turn it upside down. This is what I have. The base for the cap is ready, and I'll be doing a running stitches from the end of this first end and to the last end. I pick the running stitches after the base, the first cut out. So I'll pick it from there to the last end of the fabric, and I will secure it tightly at the end of it. You have to secure your fabric tightly so that it won't remove while dragging it on your head. So you have to secure it very tight. I tied it about 3 to 4 times so that it will be well secured. So once I've secured it properly, I will cut out the excess thread and I will turn it to the right side, which the base for the cap is ready. This is what I have, and I will be placing it on my dummy's head for you guys to see. And this is it. So I will go ahead with the stuff on it, which is 8 inches by 30 inches. I measured out two fabrics, which is, so I'll be using the right side to face each other, and I will sew it from this end to the last end of it. I will repeat the same step with the second one too. This fabric that I cut out is 8 inches by 30 inches. The width is 8 inches, the length is 30 inches. So once I've sewn it to the end, I will turn it upside down and I will be putting in my foam inside. The measurement for the foam is 3 inches by 28 inches. It has to be 1 inch shorter than the measurement for the fabrics, so that when you want to close the end of the fabrics, there will be a space to close it at the end. So I'm turning the fabrics upside down to have my right side facing me, and once I'm done, I will place the sewing end at the middle of the fabric, and I will be putting in my foam that I cut out. This is what I have for the two, and I will be putting in the foam. The foam size is 3 inches by 28 inches. So I will put it into these fabrics. You have to be careful while doing it so that the foam will not cut. You can fold the foam into two so that it will enter easily. So once I've secured the foam properly, I will secure the second one too. I will leave 1 inch between the fabrics and the foam. From this first end and the last end, there will be a lapse of 1 inch each, so that if I want to close it, there will be a space to close it. That's why we have the 1 inch gap. So once I'm done with the two layers, I'll be using this sewing side to face each other. Once I'm done with inserting the foam, I'll be using this sewing side to face each other. This is what I'm talking about, the inches that I left. So I'll be using the sewing side to face each other horizontally. So this is what I have, and I will close it at the first end and the second end. I'll close it at the end of it. You can try this using a hand to sew it, but it takes a lot of time. That's why I recommended you can buy a simple. There are a lot of mini sewing machine you can afford to get that are household use. So I will repeat the same step with the second end too. So once I'm done securing the first end, I'll be putting it at the base of my cap. So I will lose the end of the base of the cap a bit so that I could insert this other cap layer. So I will lose this part end of the base of the cap, and I will put in this other end of the cap as well. So I've loosed it, and I'll be putting the two ends together, and I'll put it in. After I've secured it in, I will sew it together. You can use your hand to do a back stitches to this. So I'll be placing it on my sewing machine and I'll sew it tightly. Don't forget we have a running stitches at the back there. If you've cut it out, please remember to do the running stitches back after sewing. So this is what I have. I will be placing it on my dummy for you to see, and I will be doing the last end of the cap. So here it is on my dummy. I'll glue it down a bit. It's not necessary you glue it down if you are convenient using it like this, but you can glue it down. So once I glue it down, it means it won't be removing again. So I glue it down a bit, and this is what I have. I'll be putting some accessories just to beautify the cap, the turban, and our turban cap is ready. I'll be placing it on my head for you to see the outcome, which is very beautiful. So if you can try this is another business which I've shared with you. Thank you for watching. If you like this, please kindly comment and give us a feedback. Thank you for watching. Love you guys. And here is the back of the cap, which is very beautiful. I myself love